well, got my front tires. Those are 18 inches tall. Those are 16. Took me a while to get them because I ordered 18, but my first package had 118 and 116. And it came from the States. So after 2 weeks, I get 118, 116. I contacted the seller. He said, okay, mail me back to 16. I'll send you another one. I said, no, you pay for shipping. And he said he would send the shipping label. And then after realizing how much the shipping was, we ended up making a deal where he would send me another package with 116 and 118. So now I got a set of 16s for the Sears and a set of 18s for this thing. And I still got a fuel leak, and now it's coming from the freaking fuel valve. And that's because I left on the fuel just to see how bad the leak is. So, and that's not too bad because diesel fuel doesn't really evaporate, and that's been since yesterday at this time. Hiccup. Anyway, so today I'm going to paint up that seat right there, rusty seat. I'm going to not do my tires today because, to be honest, I hate doing tires. I'll just bring them into Capital Motorsports, which just happens to be right at the end of my street. I'm literally just freaking a 1 minute walk, freaking or whatever you call it, to them. So anyway, I'm going to do a dirty cold start on this thing because I want to bake on that paint. And if it's going to be like last time, I have a feeling this thing's going to be a bitch to start. I'll probably have to take out the booster battery. Okay, so the first time I pulled it, the fuel actually was off. I thought I left it on, but no, it leaked that much with the fuel actually turned off. So you can see it's still smoking a little bit, but it is freaking cold. Even my transmission has a little bit of whine right now. So, and I just turned on the heat in the garage. When I turned on the heat, it was at 10. So, getting pretty cold out. Anyway, I'm going to let that run for a while. Well, going to do a little bit of more work on this today. Today is, I think it's the 10th or the 11th. What I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to kick it outside temporary under a tarp, or say maybe the cover I got on the SS16. And then I got to get this thing out of the garage because it's almost time to start using that right there. And which is like in a week and a half. So yeah, this thing here, I'm going to pull the motor off it, and I'm not too sure exactly where it's going to go, but I'm kind of thinking of putting it up top there. So yes, it will fit, but there's no way in hell I could get it up there with the motor on it. So if I take the motor off, I'll shove it up there, because I need to clean up the space. Those are the cushions from the motorhome. We need to wash the cushions. The roof sprung a leak. They got a little bit wet. I Febrezed the crap out of them, but yeah, I prefer to actually wash them because who knows what died on those. So anyway, I'm going to do a cold start on the Sears SS16. It actually hasn't been started in a long ass time. So anyway, start the camera when I get out there. And all that junk there still has to go to the shredder. or maybe I'll just get a buddy to pick it up. I'm just too lazy to bring it in myself. Same with those 2 weed whackers, just going to toss them. That shelving, same thing, gone. That lawnmower, going to the shredder. That I'm going to keep. This seat is going to go on the diesel because I want to buy something more original for this. Leave the plow on top of the tarp on top of the plow there for now, which is going on the diesel. Anyway. Well, according to that, I'm pretty well empty, and if I remember right, I did drain it out of gas almost completely. You can see the dash on this tractor here is also destroyed. So, it's taking me a second here to remember how the hell this thing works. Down a little bit. Yeah, she's out of gas. Might just need to be primed. It loses its prime after probably a couple weeks. There we go, now she'll stay running. Man, that thing runs good still. No smoke or anything, doesn't burn a drop of oil. So, probably got a flat tire in here. Nope, that tire has air. That tire has air. And the back ones have air. So yeah, I can just drive it in. Grass is pretty tall around it there. Yeah, this is the first time starting this thing in, oh man, last time this thing was running is when we moved the shed. So, that is actually pretty damn good for starting like that. So, that's about time I let it run for a while. So, anyway, I guess I gotta move the quad to get it out of here. Well, holy crap, she's almost stuck in the rhubarb. Holy. Yeah, man, that thing runs nice. Set up the tripod and I'll just throw the idle out of here. It's a little bit dusty. A little bit slippery there. Almost banged my balls on the freaking steering wheel. That would have sucked. Let it run there for a while to charge up the battery. Make sure nothing's leaking before I let it run. No, there's no oil leaking anywhere on her. Nice and dry. So a little bit of a head gasket or something seeped there, but anyway, let her get nice and toasty warm. Okay, so one more thing I thought I'd mention. You see here, I added this extension here about 2.5 inches into the steering. I might do that to the other one. My actual whole point in this case of taking off the steering wheel was to get the dash off, but stupid me went to put it back on without removing it. When I went to move it there, I just realized when I backed up into that corner there, that there's no brakes on this machine anymore, because during the winter when I had my snowblower, I had the e-brake on, and my buddy decided to plow some snow without removing it, even though I told him the e-brake was on and he knows where it is. So he burnt up the brake band. Not that big of a deal. Probably pretty hard on the machine, blowing like a foot of snow when he was doing that, but anyway, shit happens. Diesel has a good brake band and the brakes work super good on it, so going to pull off the chains and go and steal the seat for the other one, and of course the plow system. And yeah, that's probably what I'm going to borrow off it for this winter. So, and the plow, I'm probably actually just going to drive this tractor into the garage and take off the plow in there, just so I don't have to manually carry it around the corner. So it'll be too big of a bitch to try to fit it through the man door. So I'll start by taking off the chains, I guess, for now. They pop off super easy. Okay, and one more reason why I don't want to use this tractor this winter is the transmission is actually starting to seep from the seals right here. And you can't see it right now because I washed it since, but the rubber boot between the shifter here, it was pretty well, it was leaking pretty good out of there, so you can actually see the tranny's pretty well covered. And the roper actually seems like it's not leaking anywhere. The tranny seems to be super nice and clean. So yeah, during the winter, I will be bringing this into the garage and I will be tearing into that transmission. And my plans is to probably lock this transmission while I have it apart, and then this will go onto the roper. So this one I'll put on the roper, and then the roper transmission will most likely end up in this one after. So they're the same transmission. They both have the heavier duty splined axle hubs, and they have the extra spiders in the differential, so a little bit heavier than the standard model with just the 1-inch shafts. So anyway, finished taking off those chains. And there we go. It's pretty much empty up there. Just got my brass tumbler to move. And tractor will be going up there. I'm going to be pulling off the motor on it, so the motor will be staying under the workbench, or maybe on the workbench. I'm not going to try to lift the motor up there separate. So anyway, got to unbolt the motor and put her away for at least a month or two. Holy crap, what did I get myself into? Yeah, those don't look very sanitary. Those look pretty moldy to me, but the funny thing is, only one corner got wet, and that would be some mouse damage there at one time. They're all in the covers there, but one got wet that doesn't, it's not moldy because it's one of the long ones, but all the sides here from, I guess, over the years that the old owner had them, yeah. So I don't know about that, if we're going to use those. We have been using them over the years, but once we wash those, might be okay. But yeah, you can see that is just bad. So I gotta get a price tomorrow, find out how much it is to get more of that stuff new. That one there's from the top bunk bed, the top bed above the cab. So we pulled them all out just to double check that it wasn't doing that, and sure enough it is. I think actually that one there's the one that just got wet this year. So, and only one little leak on the one side, and one, I guess, pinhole on top of the wood stove. So just going through some of my random junk bins here from my old work and crap. Pulled the V-twin off the racing tractor, which is not up there, it's right there on the wall. I put one screw through it to the wall, one on the side. Hell, it's out of my way, good enough. So again, the whole reason why I'm cleaning up the garage is to make room for the deer. So look, I started putting those tires right there on this thing tomorrow. I've got to just touch up the paint underneath it and a few other spots. Going through here, kind of making a mess. Got to decide where to put my bike for the winter. Thinking up there, but there's not much space up there no more. So got a couple of saws up there. Starting to clean off my workbench. Going through my random hoard pile here. So this is just one of the boxes. Got a couple there and a couple I went through, and yeah. So hunting season starting pretty much in a week and a half, 2 weeks. So don't know, man. Don't know. Might not have time to get that plow tractor going before then. So I got to install lights in the motorhome. Some of these LED lights. Had these just two-way taped on the top here, just to trials these pretty much, to try them out, and they work good. But ended up pulling them. Well, they kind of fell down, but no time to put them back up right now. Anyway, that is pretty much what I've been up to tonight, and tomorrow, hopefully I can finish working on the tractor. There we go, have them both in the shop here, ready to transplant the seat from that one onto this one. Started looking at it. This one does have bigger tires, which I actually kind of thought when I looked at it before. 1 inch wider and taller by the looks of it, but these ones here might be a bit low. But these ones are flatter. I don't know, they don't feel like they're low. No. But anyway, virtually the identical tractors. Just kind of going over it. Deciding what I want to transplant onto the other one. Kind of thinking, well, the plow for sure is going on this one because that's the whole point of building this. This one here has the pedal. This one doesn't. Oh, and as for that tire, the only reason why it's leaking is this little valve here has popped out. I thought it was actually dry rotted, but no, it just seems to be the valve. So, got enough of them right there, so I'm just going to slap in another one, give her a try, and see what happens. And a little bit of a test drive before I put it together. Not going out of the yard with her. As you can see, I already been driving around for a while. She's warmed up. Still has a bit of a smoke when she's cold, but it's, I don't know, it's been running now for about 5 minutes maybe. Cleaned up all my scrap metal for the year. There we go. Yeah, seems to work good. Quite a bit of play. Exhaust a bit warm. Quite a bit of play side to side in the pulley there, so I might have to fix that one day. But right now it stops the belt, works good. Again, I got another oil leak from the oil filter right there. You can see right there, that's fresh oil right there, and that's from diesel, which that leak I'm pretty sure is stopped. But really, used motor, makes sense it's going to leak something. Anyway, start pulling off the blade. And if she gives me problems during the winter, I might end up tossing that in her. You know, run that for a while in there. Probably get her flying a little bit quicker, but hey, might end up having to do that. Who knows? That little fucker there tried to get in the garage a few seconds ago. Had to kind of give him a spook to scare him out of here. Hey, you stay out of here, man. Hey. Better not come back in here. He literally came right beside the hood there before. Oh, like actually in the cement pad. Hopefully it doesn't come back. Just watching Indiana Jones, got the plow on there. It takes only like 2 minutes to remove it off the tractor and about maybe 5 minutes to put it back on, so that's not too bad. Just taking myself a little bit of a beer break. Well, just pulled off the hubs This one here is seized on a little bit harder than the other one. Basically, I'm just going to clean it up. I want to make sure those seals are in good shape, and from what I can see, they're not seeping or leaking. No play whatsoever. Axles are very tight in the shaft on both sides. And then I'm going to take my wire brush and I'm going to clean this up here, and then I'm going to paint this inside the defenders. I'm not sure if I'm going to run the support bracket here because I'm not going to be running the tank. They're held on there pretty damn good just the way they are. Support bracket, I mean, as in this one here. So neighbor's sanding something outside. Been doing that for about 2 hours now. No big deal. I'm making more noise than him. So yeah, I'm going to never seize these up. I just use standard silver never seize. I'm going to go over the entire shaft in between the two washers and everything to make sure when I want to take it off, it will come off. So I'm going to also drain the oil. So oil drains right there. Check it out. Now if you look at that diff, I have a feeling it might have been changed before because it's come over here. See, it's looks pretty clean anyway, so might have been changed out, kind of hard to say. So this side here I already gave it a brake clean spray, cleaned it up. So do the same on the other side, and then I'll start draining the oil. So, and because I'm using this mostly in the winter, I'm going to be putting in a little bit of thinner gear oil than normal, so not too big a video. Now, I know this ain't going to show up on camera, but that oil there is actually pretty damn clear. That's why I wiped off the drain plug there. Most of the dirt here and there is just from the end cap. That oil, it looks pretty good. There we go. Now it's coming out much faster. Just removed the fill valve or plug. Blah. So yeah, lots is coming out now. So, but good sign is no water and it actually looks clean. I took some, again, touched it on paper towel. It's nice and clean. So that's just silicone lube there. I just sprayed it on the shafts there, just to clean it a bit better and make sure I never got any brake clean eating the rubber on that seal. So there, just gave this a quick coat of rocker guard. I like to use rocker guard on rims and tires, so it'll look pretty good. Still drying. I did the other side just a few minutes ago too. Decided to do under defenders here with the rocker guard. I know it's black, it's getting dark out already. It doesn't really show up. Just still draining the oil out of it slowly. I use rocker guard. Hopefully when it dries it kind of matches the same as the paint I used on the tractor, which I actually might go over with rocker guard. Not too sure yet because rocker guard I find is a little bit more durable. This has been about a week now and I can still kind of take my fingernail and pretty much nick it, let's say. So you can see this side. Oh, we got to do a little bit more on the other side of those bolts there. Not too big of a deal. Gonna let it drain for a little bit longer, probably until it dries. I still got to paint the other rim. I just gave it a quick steel brush, wire brush, kind of wire brushed it, then took a good scrubby to it, greased it, good enough. I'm not too worried about those rims. I can always sandblast them and redo them. You can see they are pretty rusty. After I get this done, I'm going to wrap that with chains. I was thinking of getting brand new back tires for it, but I might just try those ones first. They have been holding air now for about 2 weeks, so I'm pretty sure they'll be fine. I got those ones for the front wheels to put on. So anyway, get back to you guys in a little bit. Well, got my tires painted up, or not tires, freaking rims. Got the chains on. For some reason this chain's quite tight and this one's pretty loose, but they're both at the same notch. So I'm going to have to wire up one of them. Chances are it would never come off, but I like to use a wire just to double, make sure of that. Again, this thing does have a pulley swap on it, so it will go a little bit quicker than a standard tractor, so I don't want those chains flying off. Anyway, just getting, I just did that side there, just put some never seize on the complete shaft here. So basically, I like to just slobber it on there. So I know there's less light in here now. Close the door because it's about 1 in the morning right now. So anyway, now I'll spin the other side just so I can get to it here. And basically, I'm going to never seize it up, clean up the hub, slap back on the hub, and I'll start bolting on my tires and rims. Okay, so everything's put away for tonight. Got those tire chains on. I used zip ties to tighten them up. So they are so tight that like I don't think those will ever go anywhere. And I doubled up on the zip ties, so there's 4 of them on each side. This one here, I just threw the old seat from the roper on it. No cushion, of course. Chances are the way it sits, it's going to go under a tarp, and maybe during the winter, if I catch up on everything else I need to get done, I might work on the motor a bit. Technically, it's running great. Nothing wrong with it, but I might just pull the motor, clean it up, reseal it, regasket it. Not much for oil leaks or anything, but just something to do as a project. I do got a complete parts motor, which you can't really see, but it's in that box right there, so... I was actually very tempted to put that V-twin on there, but no, I'm going to save that for the racing tractor. Anyway, got the plow on, got my tires on, did an oil change on the diff. Tomorrow, I'm going to start melting my hood. Now, for the air intake, I was going to make a custom air intake just to knock it around the corner, like around the corner, put the air filter right here. But I got to actually put the dash back on, see how much room I'm going to have. As for the dash, it's sitting pretty much in there. But I kind of want to put the hood back on, so I really don't want to cut the hood to make that air cleaner run. So during the winter, worst case, run it without an air filter. It's winter, man. Come on, snowblowers normally don't have air filters, so older ones, I guess, but I don't know. I'll have to wait and see. Might have time to make an air filter for it.